Thanks for the handoff, Mike. My name is Ian Vickery, and I will be walking you guys through quoting within the platform, modifying the client record, policy review, and then following up with the client at future dates. Now that we've got this lead record passed through from the lead by platform, you can see we've got some key demographic and geographic data tied to this individual. We have the ability to view that here within the client summary as well as edit it within the client summary. So you can see here I've got first, last, a primary phone number, email, as well as some basic address information. Now if I need to edit this for any reason, I've got a couple key buttons here that I can utilize to do that. I can edit contact information here in the bottom right. And you can see I can add in maybe a secondary phone number, a mailing address, or adjust any of the details that have been passed through. Additionally, if I scroll a little bit further down, I have the ability to edit first and last, email, date of birth, as well as add individuals to the profile. Say that, for example, if I have spousal or dependent data that I need to add to this client record. I can do that through the Add Individual button. You can see here that I have a variety of relationships to choose from. Once I've built this out, whether it be for a spouse or a child, I can click Save, and that will be added to the same area here. And a similar situation is true if I'm going to edit the client information here. These are all free-form fields here that I can take advantage of. And then save. One key feature within the summary that our agents live and breathe in on a daily basis is the notes feature here in the upper right hand corner. This is the place for highlights of the conversation, key information about quotes that you sent over, so you can have a conversation with the client day over day, week over week, and even year over year as you go from open enrollment to special enrollment period back to open enrollment. When it comes to quoting, we've got a variety of options here on the left-hand side. You see we've got this options toolbar. If you don't see it initially, it may be because that toolbar is collapsed. You just simply click on it to expand. And I can check and see what policies we have on file for this individual. Say if they're an existing client and we know we've already placed something there. You can see in this case, we don't have any data available. So we're going to go up here and click on Get Quote. This will take us into our quoting environment, and I can view any previous quotes or submitting shopping carts that have already been established. For this demo, I'm going to click New Quote, and you'll see that our quoting environment is pre-populated with the demographic information needed to run a quote. We can also do an upfront subsidy triage, and this can begin us down the conversation of subsidy dollars that are available to help pay or cover insurance costs. And I can also validate the information that I have on file. It's going to be crucial that I get this information correct when it comes time to process an application through the platform. See, as I scroll down, I also have the ability to choose what insurance type I'm interested in pursuing. If I want to start the conversation off exchange, on exchange, if I want to make it around short term. This only matters for what products you see initially when you enter the shopping environment. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. I'm going to start off health on exchange with a September effective date. As this is loading, I'm pulling in only the carriers and appointments that I'm currently contracted with. So I'm not going to see options that I can't sell. I won't be able to add those products that I'm not appointed with to the cart. You can see here there's a variety of mechanisms through which I can search or sort the different carriers and products by metal tier, by carrier, and by premium range. I can also toggle back and forth between health on and off exchange. You can see here in the center I've got a basic benefit summary. I've got the carrier, the plan name, and just kind of a general breakdown of the different benefits associated with that plan. If I want to go a little bit further and look at this plan in a little bit more detail, I can click Plan Details there on the right hand side, and I get an expanded view of the benefits associated. If I'm interested in comparing multiple plans side by side, I can compare up to 4 at a time. And I can simply click that checkbox across a few plans here. I'm just going to pull in 4 real quick for us. And then you can see up here in the left-hand side, there's this compare button. This will generate that same benefit summary that we saw earlier, that expanded view, but across carrier and across different plans. So you'll see a line-by-line breakdown of different benefits across those plans. Here I'm going to highlight the imaging, and you can see the different breakdown. Makes it very easy to compare multiple products side by side while you've got a client either face-to-face or on the phone. Additionally, if there's brochures that I need to pull up, we have hyperlinks built in. You can see this links directly to the carrier site. I can download this if I want to and forward it over to the client if they're so inclined. I can also toggle back and forth between in-network, out-of-network benefits, any limitations and exceptions, and any combined benefits. Just close that tab out and I'm back in that shopping environment here. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of these to the cart. Again, I can add up to 4 products of the same type to the cart. And I'm going to jump back and forth between a few different other product types. So I'm going to jump over to short-term medical quoting here. Select my payment type, my coverage start date, and how long I want coverage to last for. Again, I have the same options here. I can compare multiple plans side by side. I can view plan details. I've also got links to brochures. Go ahead and add a couple short-term products to the cart. And I can just click through the tabs here across the top and build out a pretty robust shopping cart. I'm just going to do this quickly for you guys. Once I've got an established shopping cart, I can click the shopping cart and view it here in the upper right. I've added 11 total items to this cart. See, I've got some instructions here, how to complete the enrollment for the consumer and how to send a proposal to the consumer. If I want to perform the enrollment with the client either over the phone or in person, I can simply select a specific plan here. You can see I can only select one plan to enroll in of each type. I can either save this cart, I can confirm the product selection and begin the application process, or I can send it over as a proposal. Here you definitely want to verify the consumer's email address to make sure that you have it correctly before you send over the proposal. And then you have the option to edit the subject line if you would like. In this case, the agent tied to this AgentCubed account is Andreas Singleton. And so his name is automatically filled there into the subject line. I want to show you guys what this proposal looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. And you can see here I have an email from Andreas with that same subject line, and I've got my policy recommendation. I can review those insurance products that have been sent over. I've got the carrier and the plan name associated, and I can review this proposal and apply for coverage if I'd like. You'll see that'll take a second to load up, but I've got a little bit more of an expanded view, and I can jump into the plan details as the client and make a decision if I'm not ready to buy when I'm speaking with an agent. I can also toggle back and forth similar to the agent view and select a specific plan. And I can even enroll on my own, providing that these carriers are integrated with our online enrollment system. I'm going to go ahead and walk through the agent view here, so I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. You'll see that the shopping cart is broken out into two categories now: off-exchange products and on-exchange products. This is done in compliance with CMS regulations that states that you cannot use data for on-exchange enrollments to apply for off-exchange products. So there's a distinct difference between the two application processes at this point in time. I'm going to go ahead and click to enroll in the off-exchange cart. It'll ask me to provide the last 4 digits of the primary applicant's social security number. I'm going to say I'm unable to provide that and continue to the online enrollment system. This is pulling in the applications that exist on file and pulling them into a singular environment so that we can go through each application for all 3 products. Or 4, whatever we have in there. So here I've got my total monthly cost and a brief disclaimer. I'm going to go ahead and click continue here. This is our consolidated enrollment feature. You'll see some information is already populated here as part of the application. If I click continue, it'll tell me what information I'm missing. And I'll slowly begin moving through the application. If there's any health questions associated with an application, this is where I'll be presented those. Just go ahead and answer these very quickly. You'll see I'm just taking through the additional questions associated with each application in one seamless flow here. Once I've completed this application process and filled out all the appropriate information for each policy, I'll be taken to the payment screen. And I'll be given a couple of different options to pay for each policy. They are separate policies, so payment is taken independently for each one. You'll see you'll have options depending upon what the carrier provides us, whether that's a ACH payment or a credit card. You'll have to enter the corresponding information. Once this is completed, you can either save and exit or click continue. If you click continue, you'll have to be given the option to review the plan details. Conversely, the client will receive an email in their inbox. Oftentimes you'll have to have them check if they've got any sort of spam filter set up, their junk folder. But they'll be given the option to e-sign. The e-sign process on the client side is very straightforward. There'll be a hyperlink in the email that they can click. They'll be asked to enter their email twice to validate who they are, as well as enter a password and answer a security question. From there, the screens that they see are nearly identical to what the agent sees. So they're going to be taken from this profile page, and they'll be able to click continue and verify the information that you've entered. They'll enter their name at the end of the policy in the signature boxes, and they'll be good to go. Now, I'm going to show you what you will see when that process is completed. I'm going to go ahead and exit out here. And I'll be taken to my account dashboard here for this specific client. Within that account dashboard, you're going to be able to view the applications that you've started as well as their status. So here I've got that NHIC Vital Guard policy. It's obviously in an incomplete status, as are the others, and I have the option to resume those applications. When the application process is complete, that will change to complete, and you'll have the ability, instead of resume the application, you'll have the ability to view the PDFs associated with all of those. So you'll actually be able to download the application associated. Pretty straightforward process. If I want to jump in the on exchange and finalize that, I can do that here. I will have to, 1, validate subsidy information, and then 2, finalize the plan selection within OES. You can see here it's a little bit different look and feel. My eligibility status has not yet been started. You've got some instructions here. You can visit the Exchange Marketplace, healthcare.gov, by clicking Check Eligibility. And we would need live client data in order to validate the identity of an individual. But in order to log in here, you will need your FFM user ID and password. You can log in. You can pull up an existing client's application. Say, for example, a person's already started an application and needs help finishing it. You can assist there, or you can start a new application entirely. Once those policy applications have been started, they're also going to populate here in the policy section within AgentCubed. So here I've got the carrier listed, the policy plan name, the status associated, whether it's on or off exchange. If the plan's on exchange, you'll see this green check bar, the AOR, and the effective date associated with the application, as well as any premium information here. If you need to save any policy specific notes, you can do that. And similarly to the notes section for the client summary, this is time and date stamped. The statuses through the online enrollment system update on an hourly basis, so you can routinely check in and make sure that the application is moved from this OES out status to OES pending signature, and eventually into some sort of underwriting or enforced status. If I need to schedule an event to follow up with this client, I can click Create New Event. Go ahead and establish a Friday follow-up. I can adjust the type of follow-up, appointment, email, other, phone call. I can set a priority with that. I can turn a reminder on, as well as add any notes. When I've completed that process, I can indicate whether or not product was presented to this client. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to go ahead and disposition the client record. Dispositions indicate final action items, and they're tremendously important in terms of tracking clients on a global level throughout our family of companies. So I'm going to count this as a success. And go ahead and disposition here. You can see now I'm taken back to my main calendar view, and I've got my Friday established follow-up here. From here, I can make any changes, I can open this record, or I can open this record and dismiss this calendar event. This is also a great way to store information for clients who need to enroll in a product during open enrollment. You begin to stack those appointments up as they come in for those key dates. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and best of luck using our combined platforms.